Makhado municipality's disaster management confirming tonight that there is a fire burning at the Kutama Sinthumule maximum security prison in Louis Trichardt in Limpopo. This is a public-privately owned correctional facility, and it is a more than 3,000 bed maximum security prison. It's been in operation for the last 21 years. So let's get the latest for you now with SABC News Reporter Mahlako Komane. Mahlako, good evening to you and welcome. What do you know at this hour?
Yes, good evening indeed. We are here at at the Kutama Sinthumule prison, where we've, I think, so far heard 3 explosions. I'm assuming perhaps there's some gas bottles. But let me just move out of the shot, just so that just to give you an idea of what's happening. It seems like right now what is happening is there's also a shift change that's happening with warders. We have been seeing some warders coming in and out, into the prison. So I'm assuming there's a shift change. Over and above that, if you could just see, just behind the first fence that we're at, there's a second fence. You can actually see a fire truck that's driving in. It's going towards where the fire is. I think this is the 3rd one that I've counted in. There's also been numerous police cars as well that are going into the prison. But I think also just trying to find out from people that we have tried to speak to as to what could the issue possibly be. We have been made to understand that apparently some prisoners have been complaining. There were some issues there in terms of prisoners complaining, but obviously would have to wait for correctional services to, confirm that as to exactly what was the cause of this fire. But you can see the smoke as you drive into Louis Trichardt. About a kilometer or 2 from Louis Trichardt, you can actually see the smoke coming out. We can see open flames even right now. I suppose firefighters trying to deal with that particular fire that has started in those particular part of that that particular part of the prison. But we are going to try and actually find out what exactly is it that is going on here. But you can even see from this part of the prison where we are, there's residents that have also come to watch what is it that is happening there, because it's not too far from a residential area here. There's some houses a few meters away from the prison, so it's created quite spectators traffic in terms of what is it that is going on here at this particular prison.
Mahlako, one of the most important things is what is the fate of those inmates? We understand it's a 3,000 bed maximum security facility. Have they been evacuated? Where have they been taken?
Well, those are the things that we are going to have to, find out. In terms of other prisons, the next prison, if I'm not mistaken, is in Thohoyandou. There's another big prison there as well. I think it's also a public-private partnership there in terms of the ownership. Perhaps they could have been taken there, but we're not really sure as to have prisoners being moved from the facility. However, what I did see as we were driving into Louis Trichardt earlier on, I saw about 3 ambulances, hurrying off in the opposite direction on the N1. I'm assuming going towards that Butlokwa area as well as Polokwane. So as to whether, those people in the ambulances, if it's patients or that have come from this particular prison, that is also another thing that we're going to have to ask as soon as we can get somebody that will confirm to us what is it that is taking place here, what has transpired, have there been any injuries or anything of the like. But I also did see some ambulances within this property as we drove in.
Mahlako, thanks for that. You're saying as yet we aren't able to determine the cause. We also don't know if there are casualties or fatalities. We're not too sure about the evacuation efforts so far. So those are questions we will then clarify, hopefully, with prison officials. Do you know anything about whether they are making any undertakings to talk to the media, Mahlako?
Well, so far, I think the only thing I've seen is that there really is a hype of activity outside of the prison, even with some staff members not, moving into, I suppose, going to officially start their duty. In terms of an undertaking to speak to the media, I'm not so sure, but we are going to try and get the spokesperson, Mr. Ngumalo, to give us an idea as to what exactly is it that happened here. Will they be sending, I suppose, dispatching a team to give media an understanding as to what exactly is it that has happened here. As you'd understand, it's a residential area. Have there been any breakouts or anything like that? However, we are going to be here up until we can at least answer some of those questions.